You look like a tired lion that's just come back from a hard day out in the marsh. didn't manage to catch one freaking wildebeest.
Yeah, it's been a tough day out in the bush.
Welcome everybody to Inspiring African Travel, and today we are together virtually, and we are in South Africa at the moment. The plan was for the three of us to come together and choose a nice location to do this little introduction to Series 3. But as you're probably gathering on the news, South Africa and particularly Gauteng and Johannesburg, where we are seeing quite a number of cases going up at the moment. So we're doing our best to avoid contacting people and trying to avoid spreading COVID around here. But nevertheless, we're here together. We have a lovely little apartment with this beautiful background, a painting man with hat. If you're interested, it's 3,750 Rand. Stu, do you like it?
Your mug is there. Move a little so someone can see.
There you go.
Nice. 3,750 Rand.
Yeah, it's quality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quality stuff, man.
Yeah.
You guys get commission if anyone buys it on the show.
So Stu, you're in your trusty little Wendy house.
Yeah.
Cabin life. What's it like?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I mean, it's good to have you guys in the city. It's a pity we couldn't get together, but I think, like you say, I mean, it's a pity we're not together, but yeah, otherwise good. You know, it's definitely been busier. Travel, the workload is increasing, which is really nice.
Yeah. Jules, have you enjoyed being in Johannesburg?
Yes, I have. Different from Maun, of course. I think that what I've enjoyed the most is just indulging in food and a bit of shopping. So that's been fun. Fun.
You've enjoyed city life, eh?
Yeah, in small doses, we like it.
Yeah.
When she says
it's a nice thing for you guys. Living in Maun is cool.
Yeah.
It's a lack of spot to be. And then every now and again, you come to Johannesburg, you get your little taste of city life, and then you can go back to what you love, right?
Yeah.
When she says a bit of shopping, I think I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
A bit more than you thought.
Yeah. I think the problem is you feel like you need much more than you actually do, especially when you go into the shops, and it's quite overwhelming in terms of considering we don't have these options in Maun.
Stooge, tell us what's coming up in Series 3 of Inspiring African Travel. The masses have been messaging us. I mean, I don't know how many mails and Instagram messages we've received. When is Series 3 coming? What's it going to be about? Tell us.
Basically, what we've decided to do on the Series 3 front is to interview local guides in and around the travel industry in general. So not specifically, doesn't have to be a safari guide out on a gang drive vehicle. We've lined up some really cool discussions with a lot of guides that are in different fields of the industry, and they're going to tell us about some of their favorite experiences or their favorite stories and that sort of thing. So, you know, a little bit shorter discussions, just talking about what they love about their job, how they got it to be a guide and why they do it. And just to kind of, I think the purpose is we just want to show you some of the personalities that are in the industry, and those are the people that make travel to Africa amazing, right?
You know, I think there are a few podcasts out there and so forth where people have been doing interviews with guides. And importantly, I think, as you mentioned, we want each one to have a little topic. Yeah. So on our first episode with Dutch from African Bush Camps, when we went to the new Kwai Ledwood, he took us to an awesome hyena den. And so first episode, Dutch and his hyenas. And he went into quite a lot of detail. He loves hyenas. It's amazing. And he knows a lot about them. Yeah. So it was quite cool just that every episode will have that element. Episode 2 will be Super, the guide from Natural Selections out at Jack's camp.
Talking about the Mahadi, yeah.
And he will teach you about the Mahadi. That man, he knows that place.
inside out.
Inside out.
Yeah.
But Stu, you mentioned other guides like outside of the safari industry. Who else have we got lined up?
The the boat. Well, no, scuba guide. Yeah, Jules, not a guide. He's a leader.
A scuba leader. Okay,
Scuba
come on.
leader.
Okay.
Tell us, Jules.
Tell us about it.
Tell us about him.
His name is Frank. He's a Maasai and a diver. And he'll talk about his experience under the water in a different world.
So he's a scuba diver from Tanzania, Zanzibar.
He's a scuba diver from Tanzania, yes.
Is he a real Maasai?
He is a real Maasai.
Okay.
Yes.
Amazing.
So he's a Maasai diver, which is quite different. And he'll tell us what it's like to take people on dives every day and what life is under the water.
Yeah, he actually has an amazing project where he teaches locals in Zanzibar to swim.
Yes, yeah.
Which is awesome, through his diving school.
Exactly, yeah. And the whole point is just to teach them so he teaches them how to swim, the locals, so that they can also teach others. So he's teaching for them to teach, which is really fascinating. So at least it's almost a domino effect.
Good lad.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that one. And then a few more. We've got Skinner, the Wild Horizons river rafting guide from the Zambezi. Metal, the professional guide from the Savuti area. He's going to talk about the mysterious Savuti channel. And it's flowing and drying and flowing and drying periodically over so many years.
Yeah.
Lots of cool stuff coming up. So I hope everyone's going to enjoy it. And look how we've just been casted in this beautiful light.
I know.
And Stu, what you've been up to? Last week during the public holiday, you took a drive or flight down to Cape Town and drove back to Joburg with one of your cars from Treadlight. Did you? And you stopped off in the Karoo. You love that spot, eh?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, so we did. We just flew down. It was a bit manic. So we literally flew down to Cape Town, landed, picked up a car. Didn't even stay in Cape Town really, and then hit the road and drove into the Karoo. Yeah, there's this really cool little spot there. It's called New Home guest house, and it's on this little private reserve in the middle of the Karoo, just outside of Hanover. So it's like the halfway. It's almost like the perfect halfway spot, but it's cool because you go off the main road. It's obviously on the highway. You go off the main road for 8 kilometers down a sand road, which is really cool. And then you just find yourself on this little farm in the middle of nowhere. We drove the car into his reserve on top of this little koppie, and we just watched the sun come up over the Karoo. It was magical, man. It was freezing cold because it's winter in the Karoo. It was seriously cold, but we had this lovely kind of view over this kind of expanse of the Karoo and the sun coming up over the hill, and we're driving through the like grassland. So I'll send you guys some pics and stuff and a couple of videos that we did, but it's a very cool place. I mean, if you're looking for kind of solitude and space and nothingness, then it's the place to go. It's just really cool. Nice hospitality as well, just very friendly kind of people. They make good homemade food there, nice wine by the fire, that sort of thing. So yeah, a very cool little spot.
Beautiful. Yeah, and that solitude and open expansiveness is something we'll be talking about in series 3, because in episode 2, Jules and I were lucky enough to go and stay at Jack's camp in the Mahari salt pans, and we grabbed Super, who's one of the legendary guides from Uncharted Africa, or Natural Selections as they are now. And he talked us through the salt pans. And Jules, you're a big fan, eh?
I love the salt pans.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a special place, very different from anywhere else in the world. So,
just quickly, on your work side at Safari Destinations, this quite cool project that you guys have been working on came out of a sort of lockdown project that you're doing now, the cultural tour in Maun. Tell us about it.
So this has actually been on the cards for a couple of years now, but we've never really had the time or chance to work on it. And the whole idea is because Maun is usually used just as a stopover and for people going into the Okavango Delta. And we felt like no one actually really understands what the culture in Botswana and its people. So now we've just started a tour called Your Botswana Experience, and it's going to be a Maun tour, and there'll be different versions of it. But now it's what is exciting about it is you come into Maun and you can learn about how they get married, like what is it like to live there, what do they do, what do they eat, and then we show you a few spots, like special spots in Maun. Like actually some of them even people in Maun don't know about, which is quite exciting. And we learned so much like through this whole process, just like things, they've been like in our team, the people who are living there for 15, 20 years, and some of them actually didn't know some of these things about Maun. So
it's nice to I mean, Maun it's such a fascinating place because it has such a high number of traffic through the airport, and yet like not hardly any of those tourists ever go in there and check the place out. And I mean, you guys live there, you know how cool Maun is and how much character it has. So I suppose this is a nice opportunity to try and get people to experience more of Botswana's culture and real life living.
So it'll be nice just to learn like what's the hotla and what do they do in the hotla, which is where all it's like a court but not a civil court. So they or how do they get, like what's the process for them to get married, and what's the process for them to own land, and it's just fascinating.
Plus, people have got time now with the COVID testing processes. A lot of people are choosing to stop in either Kasane or Chobe at the end, or finish in Maun.
Yeah.
So they have a bit of time to wait for their test results. So yes, you guys can try and do a short cultural tour in that time.
Yes, exactly, and that's the plan. So the tour can be 3 hours long. It can be longer if you want, but at the moment we're doing it for 3 hours, which would then fit in with your PCR test. So you can either do your test and go on your tour and wait for your results.
Stu's interested in the new Okavango brewery that's in Maun. That's something you can do.
Yes.
Is that on the tour?
It is. It could be. It could be. Depends on how long you want the tour to be. But you could also learn how to basket weave.
Basket weave, Stu? Brewery?
If the basket weaving's at the brewery, then cool. Yeah. I mean,
well, Stu, you'll be glad to know, as obviously we're quite massive social media influencers in the industry. We've been invited for one of the opening tours. So.
Oh, really? Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Just got to get yours up.
Yeah. Just got to get up there. No, but that's really cool, and I think it's a great initiative and a great idea. So well done to you guys. It sounds really cool.
Yeah, it is like we've mentioned, the third wave in South Africa is a bit troublesome. It's worth pointing out that for most parts, the safari industry that we're involved in across the region has got immense protocols in place, and traveling at this moment in time is completely safe. And of course, we're frustrated with the UK not opening up their borders to allow people to travel, because, the greater majority of the adult population there have been double vaccinated, as have America, and Americans are traveling. And we've got strict protocols in place throughout our Botswana lodges at Desert and Delta Safaris. And that little video that we did with Andrew and Metal about all the aspects of the industry traveling around Botswana that we've taken precautions on. And also our neighboring countries, Namibia, most of their tourism industry in Namibia have been vaccinated. The whole of Victoria Falls tourism industry have been vaccinated. So within these, times that we're seeing a little spike going around, it's worth pointing out that we are travel ready, okay? And coming on an isolated, remote place like Southern Africa, parts of East Africa, it's completely safe. So, let's use this opportunity to tell everybody, open your borders and come visit.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and we still, I mean, with that hunger for travel continues to grow, right? I mean, all the people that we talk to in the UK and those areas are desperate to get out. I mean, the Americans, it's been nice to communicate with some, Americans arriving in the country again, and just to hear how keen they are to travel and how confident they are to travel. So yeah, it certainly is travel ready, and the confidence, people are quite happy to travel. So it's good to know.
Yep. And if you want to see that video that we did, it's on our YouTube channel. We'll share it on the Inspiring African Travel YouTube channel. It's quite good, and we did our bit to tell everybody out there why you can come, why we're ready.
Yeah. And a lot of, all of the safari industry people are following the protocols, so it is safe. As James mentioned, we've had the opportunity to go to Jack's camp. We've been to Kwai. We've been around, and we've always felt safe. And people and the staff members are following protocols. And yeah, you're out in the open, most of the time, which is, I don't know how much more social distancing you can do in the bush than that.
No, absolutely right. Great. Well, we've got quite a few episodes lined up, and it's going to be fun. It's been good to catch up, Stu. Sorry it wasn't in person.
Yeah. Always good to see you guys.
But we're seeing you soon in the Mahadi Hadi.
Yeah, soon, right? August. Yeah. I'm coming.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, subscribe, sign up, share, do all of that. We're still doing our bit about inspiring African travel out there, and if you've got any questions, please do let us know. And thanks for supporting us all this time. And we hope you enjoy this little journey that we've got, where we'll be talking to some lovely people out there in the field in Southern and East Africa. Thanks a lot. Stu.
Awesome.
James and Jules, signing off.
Drive safe, and we'll catch you in the virtual world from that side.
For sure.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Cheers, mate. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Cheers, guys. Ciao.